Good evening. I'm Stacey Amos for News Channel 8, and these are the top stories that we're working on for you tonight. More reaction from Hovensa leaving St. Croix as we speak to a world-renowned economist. A famous beach landmark right here in Frederickstead has been burned down. And we have Bogle's entertainment report. These stories and more coming right up on News Channel 8. In our top story tonight, the reaction from Hovensa leaving St. Croix is still being felt. News Channel 8's Wes Small earlier today spoke to world-renowned economist Warren Mosler about the details. He files this report.
Thank you very much, Stacey, and thank God it's Friday. What a beautiful day here in Chandler's Wharf. I think we need it after this week. Devastating news about Hovensa Refinery. Long-term corporate sponsor of ours. We are still in shock. I'm here with world-renowned economist Warren Mosler, and here in Chandler's Wharf, Gallows Bay, Mosley Economics, right outside his office. Warren, let's get right to it. The short and long-term effects of a great corporate friend like Hovensa, despite pollution problems with the EPA and what I say, how we used to deal with Leon Sr., Hess Sr., now opposed to Junior, and other things, the merge with Venezuela, the price per barrel. I'm sure all of it comes into effect. How are we going to survive after June 30th with WAPA and the price of gas per gallon for automobiles and so forth? Warren, is there any light at the end of this dark, bleak tunnel?
Well, when you ask how we're going to survive, it's with great difficulty, near term. Because just like you said, we're going to see the price of fuel go up. We're going to lose a lot of people. We'll probably lose 2,000 people on the island. So when the population drops, a lot of things go bad. Business is bad. Schools lose enrollment. The government loses revenues and has to resize for a smaller population. Very painful process. And we've lost, 3,000 people in St. Croix over the last, from one census to the next, and we've seen the results of that. So this is not good.
Do you think there's any inkling of another corporation coming in sooner or later and please take the place of Hovensa for employment and then for the power for us?
It doesn't look good to me because the basic refining math doesn't make sense right now. Refineries with much lower costs of operation than ours have already shut down. And so right now in 2012, January 2012, it doesn't look good for somebody to come in and operate a refinery. One thing I think we must do immediately, and what I would do, would be to tell Hovensa that if they are going to shut down, we will not permit a refinery to reopen on that site. Okay, now that'll accomplish two things. It might give them an incentive not to shut it down, because then they can't sell it to somebody who wants to open a refinery. And number two, once it's shut down, if we are going to hope to attract other businesses and other types of businesses, the specter of a refinery opening in their face is going to keep a lot of businesses from wanting to move down here, because you don't see businesses flocking to islands that have refineries. So if you don't have a refinery and you're going to try and work with other business like other islands do, you don't want to do it with the specter of a refinery that could suddenly open up and destroy it, because then you won't get any other business, and we'll be left with no refinery and no other business.
Now, what about the little man? Let's start with the 2,000 people who are being laid off or possibly relocated, or I understand now 1 week of pay for each year. That is the average severance pay. And any advice for us?
Okay, so there are 100 different problems, and so we can take them one at a time.
Wow.
One thing, an additional thing I would do as the government is insist that if they are going to shift to only being an oil storage facility, fine, but they cannot use that as a reason to delay the cleanup. The cleanup has to take place immediately, or they're not going to be able to run the oil storage facility. And for the cleanup, they're going to, any workers they have now will get first priority. to do the cleanup. Now, that'll take almost as many workers as they have now. They're not all going to be substitutable. Now, a lot of their workers are skilled, very highly skilled people and specialize in oil refineries. They're going to leave the island, and they're going to work at oil refineries and other places. Okay, but for the rest of the people, they should get first chance at the cleanup. Now, my understanding is that by running the storage facility, they may be in a position to delay the cleanup. I would insist that that cannot be done. The cleanup's going to take several years, and it will probably employ at least all the people left. So that would minimize disruption to the community. So I know you asked what individuals can do, but first, the government has a role here in making sure that the institutional structure proceeds in a way that has jobs for everybody.
How can we push our government to push the federal government to get some help down here, some stimulus money to take care of this?
Well, the first thing I would do is show the federal government how we've been shortchanged in the current stimulus program by, I would say, something like $300 to $500 million a year over the last 3 to 4 years. Okay, they owe us well over $1 billion in direct or indirect funding support, and no one's even asked a question. Okay, and so and the reason is this: the states all send money to Washington with income taxes, and we get to keep ours. That's fine. And then the federal government spends that money right back to the states, because federal government money gets spent somewhere. Yes. And all the states make sure they get that money spent back. Yes. Well, the government is running a deficit, a large deficit, up to $1.5 trillion a year. That means the states are sending their money to Washington. They're getting back all their spending plus extra, because the deficit gets spent in the states, $1.5 trillion. That is not tax money. That's why it's called the deficit. Right. It's stimulus money. You can call it whatever you want, but it's additional money above and beyond.
Why haven't we gotten our fair share?
Exactly. Why hasn't anybody even asked the question, and how much is that? Well, it comes out to about $500 million a year. At the $1.5 trillion rate would be our fair share. We've gotten some of that, a small piece of that, and the rest we're supposed to be getting. We're supposed to be in the rotation.
Warren Mosler, you do intend on being on the ballot next November?
Yes, I've started the process of getting on the ballot, and we're waiting for the paperwork from the registrar so we can get our signatures and get on the ballot again.
Well, that kind of takes care of the last version. Maybe you could go up and tell Obama himself then, if you make it, that you can bring back the money.
Right, but we need somebody to do it long before that. We're in an emergency situation here.
All right, then that means we do need to contact our delegate to Congress right away. All right, with Warren Mosler in Gallows Bay, I'm Wes Small for News Channel 8.
In case you've missed it, this week has been filled with lots of drama with Hovensa leaving St. Croix. This is how it all started.
Hovensa announced on January 18th that it will shut down its St. Croix refinery. Following the shutdown, the complex will operate as an oil storage terminal. Losses have totaled $1.3 billion in the past 3 years and were projected to continue. These losses have been caused primarily by weakness in demand for refined petroleum products.
Now more than ever, the residents of the Virgin Islands will be tested. We must come together as a people and as a community, and we must work together. First, to support those workers who will be immediately affected by these actions, and by extension their families, as well as the rest of the community who will suffer the economic and social consequences of the loss of the territory's largest private employer. To begin the process of responding to this news and to activate what I believe to be necessary, this morning I convened an emergency meeting of some of the key government officials who will be charged with assessing Hovensa's actions and deciding what actions we need to take.
Hovensa is not leaving the islands. Hovensa is closing the refining operation, but it will continue to operate an oil storage terminal, and in that capacity it will employ about 100 people. So we're not leaving.
Well, I think it's a lot of uncertainty, and it's one of the reasons I'm just trying to take advantage of what I can right now in case something changes in the near future. It's going to affect the whole island, and I just think it is mainly not knowing what's going to happen exactly.
The refinery closing down right now, we're looking in bad shape. Definitely we are. We are looking in bad shape. Soon from now, the gasoline is going to go sky high, and it's going to be real bad. Unfortunately, that's what it is, and we got to live with it.
The impact will be tremendous in terms of gasoline prices, even down to your rent. Having to pay your rent, some people might even become homeless. It's a far-reaching effect.
It will affect the whole island. Yeah. Everyone. everyone will feel the blow. I just hope that they come to some kind of agreement to to make something come true.
When we come back, a popular beach restaurant has been destroyed. We'll be right back. Remember our series on potholes in paradise? Well, we're not the only ones. Our sister station WIN-FM files this report on potholes in St. Kitts.
It is Tuesday afternoon, and I've been out on the streets of Basse-Terre this afternoon, where the Public Works Roads Department has been very busy. Right now, I'm on the Kim Collins Highway, where a very significant pothole, a crater if you will, has been causing a lot of problems recently for motorists. Just last week, WIN-FM measured the hole at some 48 inches across and about 6 inches deep. The good news is that that hole has now been filled in. Over the past few days, road crews from the Public Works Department have been patching holes in and around Basse-Terre. So far, from what we can ascertain, in addition to the Kim Collins Highway, the big pothole at the top of College Street, that has now been filled in. The crews have also worked on the potholes from Connery, coming down to the factory roundabout and going up through Taylor's Range to the Moravian Church. Potholes on Nevis Street, Victoria Road, East Park Range, those have been tackled as well. And according to the Chief Roads Engineer with the Public Works Department, Mr. Kevin Williams, who spoke to WIN-FM today, tomorrow, Wednesday, the crews are going to be working on Paradise Road, that is a road in Connery off the main road, and they're also going to tackle the road going up to Stapleton up in St. Peter's. So that's on the schedule for Wednesday. After that, they're taking it to the Island Main Road. They'll start just on the outskirts of Basse-Terre in the vicinity of the hospital and work their way west around the island. Mr. Williams said a schedule has been put together for roadworks in other areas, and they're just awaiting the green light on that. For these past few months here in St. Kitts, motorists have had to be doing a lot of pothole dodging. The asphalt plants on the island, having been out of commission, created a real problem for Public Works in getting the roads repaired. And over these last few months, and with heavy rain, some of the potholes became quite hazardous. Many stretches of road here in St. Kitts have been patched several times, and so the surface of the road is many different colors. And some areas where there's little or no lighting, it became very difficult sometimes to determine where a pothole was. People were reporting damage to their suspension, blown tires, and even the traffic department deemed them a safety hazard, having recorded accidents that were caused when drivers swerved to avoid a pothole. From the Kim Collins Highway, this is Tony Frederick reporting for the WIN-FM News.
Man, St. Kitts has those potholes too. I hope they get them fixed. Right now, we're going to take you straight to the scene of a popular Frederiksted beach restaurant that's been burned down. Right over here as the cameraman zooms over my shoulder. Wes Smalls, Channel 8's very own Wes the Best, is at the scene right now.
Thank you very much, Stacy. We're just literally a few yards from where you are down the beach here in Frederiksted. What used to be Sunset Grill, it's called Bernie's. And at about 3:15 this morning, this place was burned. Emergency responders, 911, and fire department officials got to the scene. We're going to try to get a little closer. We understand from the establishment, from owners and management, that a gate looks like it was pried open and bent, and when they left it, it was not in that condition. How sad. Possible arson involved. We'll try to get with Chief Torres and maybe some members of the family or the establishment and find out what they have to say about this horrible story here. I did find some friends of the family and the establishment here with Joachim, who is the owner of the Frederiksted Hotel. Been here for decades, and they've got some Danish blood here. But these guys are good friends and customers of the folks here at Bernie's, what used to be Sunset Grill. Pretty sad news to report that you guys lost this place, a relaxing place on the beach. It was kind of burned down, and we're kind of leaning towards arson.
It looks the way I see it, it looks a little sketchy. I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know if arson is the correct word, but looks a little sketchy to me. But you know, we all love everybody here, and we're going to support them no matter what we can do, and we're going to try our best to keep the community going.
That's very good. It's not a negative thing, but make a negative into a positive. Joachim, you're the owner of Frederiksted Hotel, so I don't have to tell you about how hard business is in Frederiksted, just with a few cruise ships a month and so forth, and now the devastating news with Hovensa and violence and so forth. We really need this place, to just relax, let our hair down. What do you have to say about this unfortunate incident?
Yeah, but I love the West Coast.
Yeah.
Sorry, and the guests that I have at the hotel, they learn. They hear out in the East End that you should not go west, but when they are here, they love to be here. And we have some marvelous restaurants around here, and Bernie's was one of the places too, really, and they just started up again. Things were going good for them. I put my family out here last week, and my brother's family were out here. Everybody was satisfied. Feels so bad that it's burned down, and you once again have an incident like this to worsen the reputation of the West End.
What you're saying is basically, as a person that's been on island for quite a few years, I've been here for 10 years, let's keep the business alive and let's keep the community alive as well. And let's not let this sad sight bring us down. I mean, positive is how we live.
Thanks, Wes. I've spent time at Bernie's and I hope everything works out. That's really a shame. However, get your pens and papers ready. We have your winning lottery numbers for you right now. For $175,000, number 16654. For $65,000, number 5585. For $40,000, number 7941. For $30,000, number 11496. And for $20,000, number 11275. Next drawing is February 2nd. Hope we had a winner out there. When we come back, we got Vogel's Entertainment Report. All right, we got Vogel to tell us what's going on this weekend. Vogel, let me know what's up.
Thank you very much, Stacy. Good evening to everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of the Entertainment Report. And we're going to start off with tonight, Friday night. You're looking someplace to go. Definitely you can go away on the East End to the Divi Carina Bay Casino. Fire Train will be there performing for you. You know Fire Train to play very, very good music for the mature crowd. You young people should go and enjoy the music on Fire Train also. So check it out up there at the Divi Casino for real on the East End. And then if you're looking somewhere else to go, on Friday night tonight, of course, Frontline is always the option. You can go on to Frontline down there in Calcahoon. Some of your top DJs from 103.5 are going to be there spinning some tunes for you tonight, Friday night. And then we're going to move on to Saturday night. You're looking some place to go. Of course, you know you got Sex on the City going on over there at Tutu Business. You can go and check that out. That's Sex on the City with all the beautiful ladies. The different competitions are going to be there. And then after that, of course, going on that same night, you're going to have at Jam Times down there on the west side. You're going to have Carnival done, but the fete ain't done yet. Featuring, of course, the 3 times road march champs. I'm talking about the Fusion Band. They're going to be there. Also, you're going to have from Rock City, Rancho with Selector Cutlass. And then we also have the Maduras Terrace with also the Selector Red Eye. So you got to check that out. And of course, you ladies, man, you go and you get a special price to get into this dance. And you know what I'm saying? And $10 after, I think you're getting free. And then $10 after that. So you definitely got to check out the front Jam Times down there on the west side. And then we're going to move on to, of course, at Castle Coakley Club 103. It's, of course, it's the first one for the year 2012. Go and hear all the DJs from 103.5 The Reef. They're going to be there bringing you all the club hits. So you got to check it out. That's Club 103 this Saturday night. And then, of course, I got to tell you, coming to St. Croix, you can't forget this. It's the strength of a woman. That's right. You know, we always have a lot of we men on top of stage performing. I mean, that night, not even me will be on the stage hosting. I'll be behind the scenes. But on the stage, you're going to have, of course, representing St. Croix, you're going to have, of course, Mother Fire Nile. From Jamaica, you're going to have Aline. And then you're going to also have the one and only, the sweet singing sensation, the conscious voice of Etana. And also, we're going to have a special guest performance for you, our very own, the young and talented. Yeah, you need to come and check out this young lady. She is Jeffers. She'll be there performing also at that show. It is signed and they are ready to go. Much more information coming to you, and there's going to be a female host also. So definitely you got to check out Strength of a Woman. It goes down the Saturday 18th at Nissan down there in the Grand Princess at the Nissan Center. So you got to check it out. All brought to you by Sega Promotion. And then on Sunday the 19th, remember it's Agriculture Fair weekend. Right back at the Nissan Center, you're going to have Most High and Digger Vibe Promotion. They're going to bring to you a big event called IREP. So keep it locked right there with Entertainers Report for information pertaining to this event. And then also I got to tell you about February 25th. It goes down at the Crusaders. It's all about the Kings of Kings. It's the country and western dance showdown for $1,000. $1,000. Well, I hope that Rebel put my name on this list because I would like that $1,000. I could stretch it to the end of the year. So definitely, these are some of the events that are coming to you here in the Virgin Islands. You want to check them out and go on out and have a lot of fun. If you drink, just don't drive. And definitely try to do everything that you do peacefully. Back to you, Stacy.